As a Unity and New Thought minister, I'm often asked this question. How do you get your message out, and do you witness, like in the traditional Christian sense? This is what I tell them. After the salvation of one's own soul, the most important task in traditional Christianity is to follow the admonition of Jesus in the Great Commission, which you'll find in Matthew 28, verses 19 and 20. Paraphrasing, believers must go into all nations, baptizing and converting others, and teaching those things Jesus taught. Later, the teachings of Paul would be thrown into the mix. This practice, known as witnessing, is what prompts evangelists of every ilk to do their work. It keeps Christian radio and television on the air. It's the means by which believers draw others into the kingdom, so to speak. This passage is not a suggestion, it's a command. And it's worked. The Christian religion is the largest religion in the world, although Islam is the fastest growing religion and has its own somewhat harsher version of the Great Commission. Virtually all Christian groups, including Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses, and of course evangelical groups such as Pentecostals, Charismatics, Southern Baptists, so-called Spirit-filled independent congregations, and most mainline Protestant denominations openly witness to their particular reading of those scriptures. Sometimes they clash with one another. Even Roman Catholics have their own brand of witnessing. They built eye-catching cathedrals. You can't be too much louder than that. So is witnessing the way we New Thought believers should be getting our message out? Let's see. I learned a long time ago that true witnesses are not those who scream hellfire from the pulpit, or those who raise the most money in fundraising efforts. Rather, true witnesses are those quiet, unobtrusive folks who never seem to be in any kind of spotlight. They simply live their lives in service to Spirit, or God, or whatever you want to call it, and to their fellow life forms. They walk their talk, never boasting or insulting or threatening. They do the work of the Lord as if it were just the natural thing to do. No fanfare necessary. That, in my humble opinion, is true witnessing. Unity and the spiritual path called New Thought are not out to capture anyone's soul. We understand that each of us comes into relationship with Spirit in our own way. It isn't up to us to tell others what their truth must be. Rather, we can be shining examples of our own truth by living a life of integrity, of responsibility, of self-acceptance, of sharing, and of joy. In this way, we become what we express. We are the living witness. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying." It's good to share ideas, to hear messages, to listen to good music, to meditate, to tithe. We couldn't have church without it all. But the real thrust of being a witness is in what we are, how we live, and how we treat others, not in what we preach, and not in how we guilt people into our particular brand of religion. So ask yourself this question and see what answer comes up for you. Do I walk my talk? If you'll allow it without prejudice, without editing, without cover-up, without justification of any kind, you'll receive the clear answer. If it isn't what you want to hear, listen anyway. And then ask one more question. Do I feel free enough to walk my talk in this world, or am I afraid of the outcome? Whatever the answer, it shows up where you are right now, and that's okay. Wherever you are, let this be the beginning of a new journey of personal truth, so that you may be the quiet witness. As you choose to live by truth, you will find yourself walking in greater unity with the world and indeed with yourself. The true witness is the true servant, the one who loves, the one who shares, the one who refrains from judgment. The true witness never condemns others for their choice in their path of faith. That's you, right? And so it is. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.